Is life fair? One of the hardest things that's ever happened in my life is my wife suffered from a series of concussions. She actually had about 4 concussions over the course of 5 or 6 years. It got so serious because every time you get a concussion, the next one you get is even worse and harder to recover from. It got so serious that there were times where she was so tired after going to work for half a day, because she's a teacher as well, that she would come home and she had to literally lay in a dark room to recover so that she could interact with our family in the evening and make it to bedtime. For a long time, I really felt upset that it was so unfair that this bad luck had happened. And the doctors had told us after the first concussion that she could go back and play soccer and it would be safe. And it wasn't safe. The very almost first game she went back, she got that second concussion. And I think what this demonstrates is that we as human beings sometimes struggle with the fact that life is not fair. Bad things happen to good people. And how do you adjust and adapt to that? Well, I think part of the journey for me is recognizing that when bad things happen, and I go on the journey of trying to deal with them, that I learn. I learn how to handle bad things. I learn ways to try to become a better person. And it's hard. I don't like it. I don't like that lesson. I don't like learning that. But I'm also grateful for the opportunity to learn it. I would say one of the things that has taught me, aside from the fact that we have to adapt to the fact that life is not always fair, is also this idea of ego. We get such a big ego about we have to be perfect and we have to, be taking care of everything and we have to be successful at everything. And sometimes things happen in your life which make it very, very difficult for you to be successful. In fact, it's a strong barrier that prevents you from being able to do what you want to do. And so sometimes if you can take yourself out of that ego situation, that egotistical where you have to be the best at something, then maybe it gives you a chance to be able to handle those things that are difficult. Another thing that it taught me is how empathy is so important, especially when you're around people who are experiencing difficult times. So when I think about the time that I spent helping my wife, sometimes I would get frustrated because I was tired. I didn't want to do the dishes again. I wanted my wife to be able to do them, but she needed to heal. And so sometimes I would get frustrated by that. But then I would remember that she was the one who was injured. And it was, as hard as it was for me to do things around the house, it was harder for her to be injured and trying to heal. So as you go through life, I hope, first of all, that when you are hurt or struggling or injured, you take the time to heal and you give yourself that grace and that ability to heal. It's important to heal. It's important to rest. And if you are around other people who need to heal, I hope that you will also give them the space and the time and the grace that they need to heal. And that when you're providing support for them, you can have empathy and recognize how hard it is to recover, and that maybe it'll take away some of the frustration that you have at all the extra work that you have to do. Because life is not fair. It's beautiful, it's wonderful, there's good things and hard things, but it's not fair. And if you can go through life acknowledging that and accepting it, maybe it gives you a chance to have a little bit more peace when things are hard. Thanks.